I've got quite the mishmash of things in store for us today. Welcome back to my channel. I have a very full desk of very exciting things today. We have got such a lovely mixture of rubbish and old bits and pieces, things that have been gifted to me, notebooks. I have got a basket of wonder. We'll go through some of that. I am going to make a really fun page today, and I'm using a couple of my downloads as well, which I've just printed off as well. So there is lots to talk about, lots to share, and I've got a fun day trip story to share with you today. So I really hope that you'll enjoy this junk journal with me today. I am working in my weekly journal. Oh, let's take the charms off. I forgot to do that. Look, aren't they cool? They just make me so happy. So I'm in my Bambi journal, which is like my little day trips type thing in here in the UK. So, oh look, I really love that. I'm not using that. I would never cover that actually. I want a full double page, and I'd already picked out, where did I pick it out? Here. So I'm not doing it in order. I'm going to go to this page here. So I did my Kiefer page recently. Now I'm going to be on here, and we are going to do a day trip from the weekend that's just passed, which was a trip to Guildford. We met up with friends there, and I just realised I don't want to use the serrated bit. Sometimes when you use an app, it cuts bits off, like I've got the side of my face cut off. And we've got Alice's hand cut. So actually I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. Let's keep these intact here. I'm going to take that off, but I will keep that one on there, and those two can actually stay together. That's that sorted. Yeah, so we did a day trip with friends. They live in Essex, we live in Wiltshire. Guildford was our meeting point. It's very close to where we used to live, Guildford. I spent my early parts of like my late teens, my early 20s living in very close to the area, and then we moved just sort of like half an hour away, and then up until last year. So Guildford's always been on my doorstep, always somewhere that I've gone to lots, and we shared it with friends at the weekend. It was very fun. So I want to do a page about this day trip, about friendship, and just doing really nice things. I have shared these downloads today. These are Patreon downloads. I am going to just tear the edge off these. I've cut these. There was a size, I don't actually know what the size was, but it was just below. It was the smallest size I could select on my printer, and it was slightly smaller than A6. So I wanted it to be nice and small, so that's the size I printed off, just in case you were wondering. And there we go, choose joy. And then I've got a little matching journal sheet here, a little journal card, so we're going to have that as well. So everyone in my tiers, my paid tiers, gets downloads each month, and today there were 2. Usually it's just the one at the start of the month, but I thought these would be really fun together. I'm struggling oh, I just need it to tear a little bit. Let's give it a little start. Oh, that does not want to tear that bit there. How odd. It's only printer paper as well. That was being very stubborn. There. So I've got my 2 pieces, so we're going to be using those as well. I haven't actually pre-planned what I want to do, but I've got some bits and pieces. This was some packaging. I love the store. Zostrine Grin, as you'll know if you watch my vlogs. I've been going on about that place a lot lately. It is so fun. I might actually pop that on there. I think that might look quite cool. Let's grab some glue stick. Yeah, I love that store. I've vlogged in there a couple of times. It's just so lovely. Let me know if you know the store. And I wanted to kind of like really emphasize on choosing joy this video. that's what it says on the downloads. Choose joy. That's what my kit in November is all about. So I thought it's something that would be quite fun to talk about. And I think me standing here journaling with you was me making the decision today to step away from my desk and choose joy instead. Let's pop a little bit up in the corner there, because I have got so much on my to-do list today. But instead I've decided to break away. I don't take a lunch break, so every now and then I have to remind myself that it's okay to break away for half an hour and do something that I love. That is okay, and it's healthy to do that as well. It's not something I should need to find an excuse for. I've also got this this notebook. It was given to me years ago, and I used to keep it next to my bed, and just if I had an idea for something I'd write down, but I haven't been very good at that. But it's really nice writing paper, so I was wondering about using that somewhere. I'm not sure where. Should I pop it up there? Yeah, I think I might do that actually. I think that will work well. This kind of thing is often quite good for layering. So, and keep an eye out in like charity shops for things like that as well. It's very, very handy. I would like to bring this in somewhere as well. And then maybe we'll have the notes down the bottom. That could work well. I really wanted to use this as well. This has been sat... one of Aid's favourite chocolate bars. This has been sat on my worktop here for a good few weeks because I knew I wanted to use it on something. And then today, when I was thinking about printing off my Alice photos, the original story was Alice Through the Looking Glass, and that's what made me think of that. And it made me think of the photo here. This was, so basically we were in Guildford on Saturday, and I didn't know until I was looking on Google Maps for places to lunch that Lewis Carroll, who wrote the original Alice Through the Looking Glass, lived in Guildford for some time. That was the house there. It was on a beautiful hill. I've been in Guildford goodness knows how many times. I didn't know of that road. It's sort of like hidden a bit behind the castle. You would not think that house was from the 1800s, would you? It really, really surprised me. Beautiful, it really was. And the house next door to it was even more beautiful. I really loved that one. And then just over the way is the castle. You can see the castle from the house. Isn't that cool? And then if you walk, we were walking up a little pathway. There's like a little hidden garden. Anyone's allowed into it. It said that the gates close at 5:30. And there is just this tiny little garden with this Alice statue inside. Isn't that cool? And it was seeing Alice coming through the looking glass there that made me think of this. And now I'm actually wondering about cutting that down and having Alice in there. I think that might look quite cool. So yeah, I am actually going to separate these photos. I was going to keep them together, but now I'm thinking of actually having them. I need to bring that down, don't I? Like that. That's what I'm thinking. Obviously we're going to cover up the Terry's chocolate orange, but yeah, that's what I was going to do. I knew I wanted to use that packaging somewhere, but I wasn't sure where. So there we go. Right, I think I might pop that down there. I'm just going to stick the middle down at the moment because I'm not exactly sure what I want to do with that. I've also got this doily. I think my lovely friend Sam gave this to me, and I would quite like to include this as well. I really like that. I think that's beautiful. So let's cut that. It almost seems a shame to cut it. I used to be very, very precious about things. Now this brings us to talking about joy as well, because years ago when I was a scrapbooker, the suppliers would release their collections, and us girls would all, I'm sure there were boys as well, would all go mad for them. And you would generally buy one collection to keep and to stroke, as we would say, and the other to use. This would apply to Sassafras Lass, October Afternoon, crepe paper, basic grey. They were all just amazing. But you knew that if you used them up, you'd feel really sad. So the idea being that you would have one to keep and one to use. Now, there we go. I feel quite differently about things now, because although I get very excited when I still see my old stuff that I haven't still used in my stash, what is the point? It doesn't bring joy when years later it's still in a plastic wallet. What brings joy is actually using it. So this doily is beautiful and I'm so grateful, but it actually gives me more pleasure to use it. So let me know if you would agree with that. Now, oh, this, actually we could put Alice at the top here. That would be quite nice. Let's tidy up this a little bit because it's a little bit on the rough side. And it always feels really nice when you use something that does technically belong in the recycling bin. So we are going to trim the top here. And I think I might actually use some of this paper here on here. I think I might do that actually. We're just going to cover up one part like that. Make sure that opens correctly. Pop that on there and just trim it down. When did you last use something in your journal that most other people would have thrown away? And isn't it a satisfying feeling? It's so satisfying. Right, so now we need to get this right. Now, if I do it this way, that would be better, wouldn't it? Yeah, that's cool. And then I want to cover this, and then we're going to just coat that. So let's see what our options are. I could cover it with book paper. I could cover it with the same lined paper. Just having a little look through my scrappy bits. I want something that's going to easily easily cut as well. I'm going to go with this again, and then I can always cover it, can't I? I think that's the best option. I love the torn bit, so let's do that there. Now we're going to cut this out. We were looking at Terrier's chocolate oranges in Epcot in Disney recently. We buy them for about £1, don't we, over here? You can pick them up for £1 when they're on offer. It was I think $10, I think. Was it $10? I can't remember. In Epcot, something like that. I know it was a lot of money, but you would expect it to be, wouldn't you? Somewhere like that. But it's always fun looking at the prices. So you can just see the outside there. So I'm just going to carefully go around with my craft knife to get that shape, to create our little frame. And this kind of thing really does bring joy to me. I enjoy this so much. I do not come to my craft space often enough these days. Something I want to do this week is actually spend time in here sorting out my room. Because at the moment this room does not bring me joy. I'm struggling with it. I kind of do something with it and then I feel a bit happier, and then it doesn't take too much longer where I feel I'm back to where I was before. So I wonder actually, do I? Yeah, this room needs sorting out. There's a lot of stuff that I want to change in here. Cool. Just need to tidy up. I need my little nail file actually. So I have just, I hadn't got the camera on record. I've roughed up the edges. I couldn't find my little file. I've got a craft file somewhere. And my nail file isn't on my desk. So I've roughed it up around the outside just to make it sure it looks sort of purposeful, that it's not just that I haven't cut it so well. Alice is now stuck in, so now we've got our little flip. Now I'm actually thinking I'm going to do the same on the back. And done it all in one piece had I thought about it, but it's just a thought I've just had just looking at my other photos. Let's pop that on there. I don't mind a little bit of the blue coming through because this is quite a blue heavy page and I do quite like this. Let's trim that up like that. I was just having a little play and wondering where to put the photos. I think, you see, what I might do is have this on here so that opens out, and then have the photos on here. That's what I'm thinking. I am actually going to cut this one as well. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. I have made up my mind. Cool. And then we can journal on that side. I like that. I have also found a couple of Alice bits here. I think these are really cute. My friend Lindsay sent them from my Patreon group absolutely ages ago. And you know when you keep something and you know it's going to be perfect. I didn't ever want to use them for no reason. This is the perfect time now. Love that. That is so perfect. Right, let's add some tape. And we'll turn that into a little flip. I'm kind of like, the whole time I'm doing this, I'm thinking about where my journaling will go as well, because so many times in the past I get carried away and I love what I'm doing, and then I realise at the end that I've had so much fun creating, I haven't actually thought practically where everything is going to go. There we go. And then we will put White Rabbit on the side. I'm not sure he's going to stick so well, so let's pop a little bit of double-sided tape on him. But it's always really fun when you go somewhere. So these are friends that we've met in Disney. And we've met outside. This was only the second time that we've actually met outside of Disney. They came and stayed with us recently, and then we wanted to meet up again. So it's nice when you can find something. Obviously Disney is our connection, so to actually go somewhere and just coincidentally find something with a Disney connection was really, really fun. I found this as well in amongst my stuff that has been sent to me. And I thought it would be quite fun to include. So I might do that as part of my layers. I'm not quite sure yet. I also took out, when I was going through my Alice stuff, I found this tiny envelope that's been sent to me. So I like the idea of including that. Could actually, the castle could go in there. That would be sweet. Got this lovely cardstock. I might actually stick that onto there. And we can put the castle in there. So Guildford has a tiny little castle right in the centre. It's very sweet. I've never actually walked up to it. Always walked around it. But the castles, now they are something that bring me joy. I love a castle. There's something about them that just makes me so happy. Really, really happy. If ever I can go somewhere with a castle, I'm sold on that place instantly. I love it. And there's just something, just thinking about all the years ago, what it's been used for, and the type of people that were there, and how it looked back then, and just all that history from so many years. There's our castle. We will deal with that afterwards. We'll do something fun. I'm not quite sure what yet. I don't want to block that, so let's just fold that over, and again we'll deal with that in a bit. In fact, I might even tear that off there so it doesn't block that at all. I like that, and I might just stick that down as it is. I don't need to create another flip because we've already got one. Sometimes you can have too many flips, can't you? Perfect. I love that. I'm really, really happy with that. So I might include that. I've got the edge of the envelope there, which I could also pop somewhere. Might do that somewhere like that. Or actually, I quite like that over there. Let's do that. Never ever waste anything. So the edge of our envelope looks quite sweet at the top there. Now over here I've got the picture of the 4 of us. I tell you what else I've got. I found a frame here. The colours don't go, but I really like that frame, and I might actually include that. And actually the colours do quite go with this frame, so maybe I might actually, let's have a little look, I might actually change my mind. So when did you last give yourself some time at your craft desk? Be honest with me and let me know, because I know many of you don't give yourself that time often enough. So please be honest and let me know when you last did that. See, the colours actually go really well. So now I'm thinking actually bring a little bit, although lilac isn't my colour, that could actually work really well. So I might actually do that. Let's put that on there. Is it? No, I wasn't sure if it was sticky back. Actually, it's the perfect size. What a coincidence. I love it when things like that happen. So we're going to stick the frame, and all of these bits and pieces that I've found today have all been lingering in my stash, apart from obviously the junky bits and the download that I've done today. Everything else has been in my stash for goodness knows how long. So it's a really nice feeling to give something a new lease of life that's been sat in your stash or sat in a drawer waiting for the perfect time, a bit like the Alice bits from Lindsay. I knew there would come a time, and I'm so glad that I just didn't for no reason add them to something, because I knew there would be a time when they would be the perfect match. And I think when you do that, it just, you enjoy using them so much more. It's even more satisfying. There, love that. I found this in amongst my stuff as well, these memories. So I wanted to pop that somewhere. Not sure yet. We've also got Alice here from Lindsay, so I might actually pop that down there. That could be quite cool. And I did find another Alice. I'm not sure about the red on this page though. I might pop that to one side. What else did I find? Also got some really sweet little leaves, which I quite like. I do think I will put Alice on there. I think that goes quite well. Just going through my scrap basket, I found a couple of things. I instantly was drawn to the paper and then to the hearts that I've cut, but now I'm also drawn to the little flowers at the bottom. So I think I might do something with those. I like those a lot. I bought this ruler in Guildford actually, in Cath Kitson, a very long time ago. It's always sad when you go to places and you think, oh, such and such used to be there and such was there, and then they're not anymore. I quite like that along there. I know it doesn't completely go, but actually that's what I quite like about it, that it is a little bit of a mishmash. I'm going to pop the tape along here. So yeah, Saturday was definitely a day that brought us joy. We were supposed to meet up with Kelly and Dan in the summer, and we ended up cancelling. We just had so much going on, so many plans, and we would, you know, just sometimes with your diary when you're just trying to fit too much in, and then you have the opposite effect, don't you? What should be joy is suddenly really stressful, and we needed to try and see our daughter, and so sometimes you end up having to say no to things, and unfortunately we did end up saying no to seeing Kelly and Dan, and we were gutted because we really enjoy their company. But no, recently we just thought no, we literally just made the plans a few days ago. And you know, sometimes when you think no, actually I need to make need to make different priorities, and this friendship was something that we wanted to prioritize. Right, I'm going to see about cutting out one of these hearts. I wonder if this will work. They're cut a little bit too close together. I might just be able to get away with it. Yes, I think I can. We'll pop that on there. I quite like that idea. But yeah, sometimes you have to sort of say no, as much as I need to work this weekend. And that's the problem when you work for yourself. There's always work to be done. I always feel behind. We thought, no, we really, really want to see them. So, and I'm really glad that we did. Sometimes you have to sort of make other priorities, don't you? This paper as well. I might actually, oh, there's 2 pieces. Oh, that's a great big one. Use some of this for layers. Yeah, sometimes I think it's easy to get caught up with everything and forget about what else is important, and that it's okay to do things that you really enjoy. And it's important as well, I think. Just like having your craft time, as much as we all need to do housework and there's always stuff to be done, it's equally as important to do things that you love. Just make some little layers there. I think it makes you appreciate things so much more when you do things as well that you love so much. How's that? I don't think we need that one there as well. Just take a little bit more of this. This will be something I think I use on a few projects. Let's pop some of that down there. I think that looks really nice layered over the top. Doilies are a pain to stick down though, aren't they? How do you stick yours down? It's not the easiest of things. I've also just found this paper. How cute is this? I am going to cut out some of these little houses. Guildford is full of so many beautiful buildings, so this actually goes perfectly. Plus also, Kelly and I were loving the little houses in Zostringrin. You know when you get like the little Christmas houses and you've got tea lights in them. I am regretting not buying them because I love them, and I think I might have to go back online and order them because they are just so cute. But these little houses actually go very well with our little day trip. They are so cute. Let's stick these little houses in. They also add a really nice little bit of colour. Love those. I've got that one. I had another one as well. Where did that one go? Oh, under here. Adds a little bit of interest when that is flipped up. Oh, I've just noticed I found a whole pile of old Cocoa Daisy. Sorry, I just went up the stairs. My battery had run out. That is so cool. Should I just... I was going to try and tear around it, but actually make today amazing. That goes so well there. I love that. Or do I pop it there? No, I think it does go down there really well, doesn't it? I need to find some space for a little bit of journaling. Actually, I can journal in there as well. That will go well. I love that. But, I think this is a really good reminder of doing things that you love. Daily to do. Let's have that at the top there. But, do you know, it's silly little things like we bought some bulbs for the front garden a couple of weeks ago now. I was so looking forward to planting them, and I think sometimes I get it in my head that I have to find the perfect time. The weather has to be perfect. I have to have finished all of my jobs in order to go outside and almost gift myself that time, which is really silly because it shouldn't have to be like that at all. I don't know if I like those colours. I think I do. I don't know why, I just don't think, right, I'm going to make myself a cup of tea in a gardening mug and just go outside and spend 20 minutes planting up the bulbs I bought. But it's almost like I have to wait for the perfect time, but sometimes the perfect time doesn't come. And it's really, really silly. I quite like these bits. And before I know it, it's probably going to be winter and I wouldn't have done it. I'm covering over that now, it doesn't really matter. Actually, I'm going to pop the whole piece of that across. But sometimes you've just got to embrace things. I'm like that when my cinch binder came. Or if I have happy mail that comes and I know what's in it and I'm excited, I can't just open it. I have to wait until the perfect time so that I can really, really enjoy it. But then like the cinch binder, it took me 2 days to do. But it's really annoying because sometimes I know somebody's sent me something in the post and I'm so, so excited. But I have to wait for the perfect time. Like I said, get my jobs done and just do everything that I'm supposed to do. It's a very grown-up thing to do, isn't it? But sometimes I just want to think, no, I'm just going to rip it open and do it now. This is really cool. I'm loving this. Or do I actually do it that way? Yeah, I think I will have the torn piece that way. This is coming together really, really nice. I want to add some kind of like big title, maybe something with friends. Oh, I also had the little leaves that I really wanted to add as well. These would be really good with a hot glue gun actually. I'm not sure if I can be bothered to actually, I should plug it in. Let's do that. Let's add a few leaves. I'm just going to have a quick tidy up of my desk because that's something else that gives me more joy, is actually working in a tidy mess. Not a tidy mess, a tidy space, that's the word. Because I do not like a messy desk and I work so much better when I can see what I've got. At the moment the whole desk is covered in bits and pieces, so let's have a quick tidy up. I picked up this as well. I bought some tea towels in Zoster and Grin and they have this lovely string. I don't know if I'm going to use it. I'm definitely going to keep it in my junk pile. And then I've got the Cocoa Daisy bits here that I've been using. These can go back in. Oh look, that's got a January one. I'll have to remember that. Do like the papers here. Keep those out a moment. I'm not sure if I will use those. Oh, I like that bit there. That is nice. I suddenly feel that this now looks quite plain and boring down that side. Almost needs something else, doesn't it? I like that. Time to make some notes. Edge there that I'm not so fussed about. I might pop that on there actually. I quite like that. It's a little bit of colour. We've ended up adding quite a bit of colour to this page, very unintentionally. It's just kind of happened. Let's tuck that under there actually. I think that will work better to try and hide that very square edge there. Time to make some notes, and I may just go and look for something to pop there. I think I might do that now. I haven't actually found anything to go in this spot here, but I did find a very old pack of Cocoa Daisy bits and pieces here, and I think these might be quite perfect. So we've got that to go on there, which I love. And again, these bits have been in my stash for years. I think I stopped working for Cocoa Daisy in about 2018 and I haven't had anything else since, and I have got so much stuff. So that just goes to show how long I've had stuff. Oh, I like the bird. Let's add a few bits and pieces here, seeing as like we were walking around the gardens and things. We've got some leaves. I think this will all blend in really nicely, and especially with it being now autumn. It's just almost like these parts here where you've almost got like a bit of a gap, one sort of like a bit of a separation, to then have something that sits on the top. That's what I was looking for here. It just tidies it up a little bit. So I do need to go and find something for that. That's not going to be quite big enough unless I've got a few leaves here. That might actually work. Let's try that. There. I think it will actually. I think that's going to work quite nicely. Yeah. There we go. I think that is just fine. A nice autumnal page. Let's have one on the photo here as well, just to pull that all in together. This is actually very, very cute. Oh my goodness, I have just found the word joyful. That was so meant to be. Oh, I'm trying to stick this on. Where did I just drop that here? Oh, I'm so chuffed about that. See what I mean about not just using something for the sake of it, but sometimes you actually end up with a real purpose for it. I might actually use the word peaceful as well up there. I'm doing it again. I've put the lid back on and not realising. That's something I find with journaling actually. Like now, it feels very peaceful. It's giving yourself that time, isn't it? I love that. Right, let's check out the hot glue gun. I'll get some of these little leaves stuck on. I think they just add a nice little bit of texture to something. And the colours were so perfect. I really wanted to use them. There, where else can we pop them? Had some green ones somewhere as well. Where did I? Oh, here they are. Oh, there's the two that I twisted around. Let's pop those there. Then we'll add some of the little green ones. These have been in my stash, goodness knows how long as well. I've got quite a lot. I think I ordered them for kits ages ago, and they came and they were so much smaller than I realised. So I ended up keeping them in my own stash. I do that a lot. I order things and then I don't always check the sizes, and then I get them and they're not quite what I expect. There. How are we doing? Maybe just have a couple more, because these are quite sweet, aren't they, actually? I think it was more because I ordered them thinking that they were quite big. You know when something looks big on a photo, but I'd only worked out for 2 per person, so when they came it just looked a bit pathetic having only 2 of these tiny little leaves for somebody. Yeah, I like this. I am very, very happy with how this has come together. Really, really happy. I think I might almost be ready for journaling actually. I was just finishing up my journaling, and I was journaling on the back about how important it is to prioritise certain people. And actually I am going to, I've grabbed some alphabet stickers, and I'm going to, I have double checked that I've got the space. I'm going to put the word friends on there. I'm not quite sure how much space I need, so I'm just going to roughly put them on and see how that looks. That works out perfectly, and it works out so well because the heart obviously didn't meet because I cut it that way. So actually nobody now would ever know. We love a little bit of crafty hiding ink, don't we? There. I am so happy with this. I love how this ended up coming out. Very unplanned, but it's definitely, oh, I need something on there. Alice is a little bit lost on there. Let's find something. I didn't even realise. I think I want Alice, A-L-I-C-E. And we're going to have some flowers on there, I think, as well. There we go. I had 2 more leaves left and more of the stickers. That has actually turned out really, really well. Right, let's give you a proper look at this page now. I'm going to be quick. I've had some streamers out in the front. So, right, we've got the page there. As you can see, I am so, so pleased with our little flip that was our chocolate orange box. You would never know. And the bits from gifted from friends, old die cuts. paper from yesterday. The strimmer's starting, so I'm going to finish. Got some journaling on the back there as well, and I've dotted some journaling about there as well using the downloads and just various bits and pieces. I am so happy with this page. It feels quite whimsical, doesn't it? I'm really chuffed with this. I'm going to go now. The strimmer is underway, and I will see you on Thursday with a new video. Lots of love. Have a great week. Bye.